Okay, so it's time to do my hair. Let me walk you through my long-lasting quick weave method. I truly believe the only problems women should have in life is deciding between a middle part or a side part, but that's another topic for another day. But this time we are going with a middle part. So once I part my hair down the middle, I measure my leave out using the tips of my eyebrows. It actually works for me as a guide, just so I can make sure I get everything as symmetrical as possible. Creating a U shape, I then start to braid my leave out to remove it out the way. You don't have to leave out any hair on the sides, but I choose to, just in case if I'm wearing any headbands, it can give it more of a natural appearance. And I always add moisture to my hair before I start braiding, so I went in with the Sacred Hair and Edge Drops, plus their moisture sealing lotion. I like to do a medium braid pattern. I know most people don't, but for me, I prefer my braid pattern to lay nice and flat underneath. Also, when braiding, I like to connect all the braids together, so I have one braid left over, and that braid I just crochet through my hair. And finishing my braids, I like to go in with the As I Am oil treatment, because normally I'm always reluctant to do quick weaves because the protectant and glue can be very irritating to my scalp. This oil is literally doing me wonders because I barely have any irritation. And as someone who has an active lifestyle and also works out a lot, I like to use 2 caps for extra security. And once I have those placed, I like to sew them down following the outline of the party, because I'm a head sweater and I really hate that for me. But this way, it keeps everything in place and it makes the style last so much longer. And once sewing is done, it's time to apply a protective shield over the braids. I used an 8-ounce bottle and ended up using about half of the bottle to fully coat my hair. If this is your first time doing a quick weave, take your time with this step. It can get a little messy and you want to avoid getting this onto your leave out. And to add a little extra security around my parting, I sprayed a little Got To Be Glued for extra hold. And then I went in with my handheld dryer just until the cap felt damp. After that, I sat under my inflatable hooded dryer to finish the molding process. And once it's fully dry, you can now trim off the excess cap material and it should look a little bit something like this. Now let's get into the install. The hair that I'm actually using is from bundles I've used before from Baby Air collection. And when it comes to quick weaves, I personally do not like cutting my wefts. Instead, I flip them over as I glue them down. And in doing so, it keeps the wefts intact and also it reduces shedding over time. And flipping the wefts over instead is super simple. You're literally just folding it over and continuing the install. I start by measuring each track from side to side, and then I apply the glue directly to the weft. I blow dry the glue for about 5 seconds and then press it into place. After that, I blow dry again for an additional 10 to 15 seconds to make sure that everything is secure. This is the first bundle that I'm using, and we're going to use this bundle all the way up, and it should stop at the top of our ear. Now on to the second bundle, and this is where we start curving the tracks towards the face to give it more of a layered look, and it allows the hairstyle to be more versatile. And I do an additional track the exact same way. And sometimes I will go ahead and do the crown of my head before adding additional tracks, just to make sure I don't run out of hair. It kind of gives me a gauge on how much space I have left. And then I go back to placing the tracks side to side until all the spaces are filled. And we're finally on to styling the hair. And of course, we start off with some heat protectant. I'm using my Infinity Pro flat irons from HEIR. All the products that I'm actually using in this video will be linked down in the description box below. And once the hair is straightened, I like to go in and add some face framing layers. Because I've used these bundles before, I didn't have to cut too much off. But if your hair isn't previously cut, make sure to add some layers into your hair. It really does help frame the face and it adds volume to the hair as well. And then I proceeded to just add some curls to the hair. I actually have a detailed curling tutorial using these rollers. I'll link it down in the description box and also link it in the cards. But this is the final look. I wanted to give y'all several everyday looks just to show you how versatile this hairstyle could be. But that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in my next one.